There's a quiet little machine on kitchen counters all across Japan that most people in the West treat like a one-trick gadget. Press a button, get rice, end of story. But Japanese households have been doing something completely different with that same appliance for generations. Full dinners, fluffy cakes, slow-simmered stews, and shortcuts that would make your life dramatically easier if you knew them. Today, we're counting down 31 of the smartest rice cooker tricks Japanese home cooks have quietly relied on for decades, and I'm telling you, when we hit number 1, you're going to walk straight into your kitchen and try it the same night. So let's start the countdown. Number 31, the softest scrambled eggs you'll ever eat. Crack 3 eggs into the pot with milk, butter, and salt, and whisk it right there. Press cook, then stir gently every 90 seconds. The machine heats low and steady from the bottom and sides, far gentler than a flame, so the eggs set almost custard soft. And because it shuts off the moment they're done, overcooking is basically impossible. Japanese parents lean on this while juggling 3 other dishes. Number 30, overnight oats that cook while you sleep. Before bed, add oats, water, and salt at 1 to 3 and flip to keep warm. By morning, you've got creamy, fully cooked oats with 0 effort. The warm setting stays just hot enough to break the oats down without scorching them. This is borrowed from the way Japanese cooks make rice porridge, which we'll get to later. Number 29, restaurant quality steamed fish. Season a fillet with soy, sake, ginger, and scallion, rested on a plate over the rack with water below, and cook 12 minutes. Steaming is the backbone of Japanese cooking because it locks moisture into delicate fish instead of drying it out the way a hot pan does. What comes out is flaky, tender, and soaked through. Number 28, a real cake, no oven required. Pour sponge batter into the greased pot and cook. When the button flips to warm, push it back down, repeating 3 or 4 times across 40 minutes. The bottom turns golden while trapped, steam sets the top. People in tiny Japanese apartments without ovens have baked this way forever. Hold on to this one. A later trick takes the same idea somewhere far more impressive. Number 27, leftover pizza that doesn't turn to rubber. Lay a slice on the rack above a little water and run the cooker for 4 minutes. The gentle steam revives the crust from every side instead of nuking the cheese into a chewy mess the way a microwave does. Try it once, and the microwave never touches your pizza again. Number 26, steam vegetables and rice at once. Pile broccoli or carrots on the rack above your cooking rice and let one cycle handle both. And there's a real reason Japan favors steaming. The sealed environment keeps water-soluble vitamins locked inside the vegetable instead of bleeding them into boiling water. You save a pot and keep the nutrition. Number 25, silky rice porridge. The comfort food behind half this list. This is the okayu I promised you back at 30. Add 1 cup of rice to 6 cups of dashi, drop in ginger, and cook. Stir hard and run it again until the grains collapse into a thick porridge. Top with scallion, a soft egg, and soy. When someone in Japan is unwell or just tired, this is the bowl they reach for. Number 24, foolproof quinoa. Use the rice trick, 1 cup quinoa to 1.5 cups water, and let the machine read the absorption. It senses when the liquid is gone and switches off, so you never end up with mushy or crunchy quinoa again. The principle is identical for almost any grain, which is why Japanese kitchens stopped treating this as a rice-only tool. Number 23, dumplings without a bamboo steamer. Lay gyoza on parchment on the rack, keep water underneath, and cook. They come out every bit as good as the traditional setup, soft dough and filling heated through. The move when you're reheating leftovers or don't own a steamer. Number 22, rice that tastes like a finished dish. Swap the plain water for dashi, broth, or coconut milk. The starch drinks up whatever you give it, so every grain carries the flavor with no extra step. The easiest upgrade from a plain side to something that holds its own. Number 21, a week of hard-boiled eggs at once. Line eggs along the rack with water below and steam the batch. The steam wraps every egg evenly, no matter where it sits. So you skip the half-raw, half-chalky lottery boiling gives you, straight into an ice bath, and meal prep is sorted. Number 20, glossy soy braised chicken. Set bone-in thighs in the pot, pour over soy, mirin, sugar, garlic, and ginger, add a splash of water, and cook. The chicken braises in its own juices while the sauce reduces into something deep and savory with almost no hands-on time. Number 19, steamed egg custard that melts on the spoon. Beat 2 eggs with 1.5 times their volume in warm dashi, strain into a bowl to kill the bubbles, cover, and steam 12 minutes. This is chawan mushi, a custard so smooth it barely holds shape. The straining is the secret. It is what gives you that glassy finish instead of scrambled bits. Number 18, naturally sweet steamed sweet potatoes. Sit whole small ones on the rack, add water, cook. Steaming coaxes the starches into sugars and turns them almost candy sweet with nothing added. Once you taste one this way, roasting feels like a waste. Number 17, hands-off pasta in a tiny kitchen. Add pasta, cover with water 2 inches above, salt it, and cook, stirring once part way. The pasta drinks the water and lands at a clean al dente. Students with no stove have quietly done this for years. Drain the excess and stir your sauce in. Number 16, lentils with no overnight soak. Red lentils and water at 2-to-1, cook, done in 20 minutes. They do not need soaking, and the cooker builds plenty of heat to finish them. A fast, cheap hit of plant protein with no planning. Number 15, yogurt made overnight on warm. Heat milk to 180 degrees, cool it to 110, stir in a few spoons of live culture yogurt, then hold it on warm for 8 hours. By morning, it's thick and creamy. The warm setting keeps the temperature rock steady, exactly what the cultures need. Number 14, the cheesecake trick, the one I told you was coming. Remember the cake at 28? This turns the same bottom and sides heat into a natural water bath. Pour cheesecake batter into the grease pot and run the cycle 2 or 3 times until the center is just barely set with a gentle jiggle. Because the heat surrounds the batter, instead of blasting it from above, you sidestep the cracks and rubber that wreck oven cheesecakes. It honestly outperforms most baked ones. Number 13, black sesame dessert soup. Blend toasted black sesame with water until smooth. Pour it in with a little sugar and warm it on cook, stirring once or twice. This nutty dessert is treasured across East Asia, and the cooker holds the perfect temperature with no scorching. The kind of warm bowl that feels like it's doing you good. Number 12, a proofing box for bread dough. Set kneaded dough in the oiled pot, switch to warm, close the lid, and leave it for 40 minutes. The steady, gentle heat builds the ideal rising environment. Dough that would crawl for 2 hours on a cold counter rises in under 1 hour. A lifesaver in winter. Number 11, a full pot roast with barely any effort. Season a small chuck roast with salt, pepper, garlic, and soy. Set it in with onions, carrots, and half a cup of broth, and run several cycles, pushing the button back down each time it flips to warm. Over 90 minutes, the beef turns fork tender and the vegetables drink up the liquid. Slow braise results without a separate appliance. Number 10, the rice cooker as a slow cooker. Add meat, vegetables, aromatics, and broth. Cook to a boil. Then switch to warm and walk away 4 to 6 hours. You get deep, slow-simmered flavor and meltingly soft meat. The warm setting behaves just like low on a real slow cooker, one of the most versatile things it does. Number 9, polenta with no babysitting. Add cornmeal and water in the right ratio, 1 stir, close the lid, let it go. The steady heat and trapped steam cook it evenly without you stirring over a pot for half an hour. Finish with butter and cheese. Number 8, steamed meatloaf that stays juicy. Mix seasoned ground meat, press it into the pot, cook. The steam keeps it from drying out the way an oven can. A popular Japanese version mixes pork with chopped vegetables, and it hits weeknight tables constantly because it's fast, cheap, cheap, and tender. Number 7. Dried beans with no soaking. Cover dried beans with water by a couple of inches and run 2 or 3 cycles. The cooker builds enough sustained heat to finish even chickpeas with no overnight soak. Hours of prep erased. Number 6. A whole steamed chicken. Season a small bird inside and out with salt, ginger, and soy. Set it in with just enough water to cover the bottom and run cycles until it reaches 165 degrees inside. The steam circulates constantly, cooking the bird in its own juices and keeping a clean flavor. Roasting tends to flatten. Number 5. Coconut sticky rice with mango. Cook glutinous rice in coconut milk with a pinch of salt, and while it finishes on warm, slice mango and stir up a warm coconut cream. Spoon it over, and you're done. The cooker makes the rice perfectly tender and coconut-soaked with no scorched bottom. Number 4. A light, bouncy steamed sponge cake. Whip eggs with sugar until pale, fold in flour, baking powder, and melted butter. Pour into the parchment-lined pot and run cycles for 40 minutes. You get a soft, springy sponge with the airy crumb that tea houses charge a premium for, all from trapped steam. Number 3. One-pot braised pork belly. Brown the pork belly first, then move it into the cooker with soy, mirin, sake, sugar, and ginger. Add water halfway up the meat and run several cycles over 90 minutes. The pork turns silken, the fat renders, and the sauce reduces into a glossy mahogany glaze on every piece. Restaurant-level results from a rice cooker still feels like cheating. Number 2. Japanese curry from a single pot. Layer in cubed onion, carrot, potato, and your protein, cover with water, and cook. Once everything is tender, break in the curry roux blocks, stir until they melt and thicken, and run 1 short cycle more. The cooker does the long simmering that normally chains you to the stove. For a huge slice of Japan, this is comfort in a bowl. And here we are at number 1. Takikomi Gohan, the seasoned mixed rice that is, in my opinion, the single most underrated thing this machine can make. Nearly every household in Japan makes it, and most people in the West have never even heard of it. Here's exactly how. Rinse your rice and add it, but instead of plain water, pour in dashi seasoned with soy, mirin, and a touch of sake. Then layer right on top of the uncooked rice whatever you love. Mushrooms, carrot, a little chicken, fried tofu, a strip of kombu. Press cook and do not lift that lid until the cycle is finished. As it cooks, the rice underneath drinks up the seasoned broth while the toppings steam above and release their flavor down into the grains, so every bite carries the whole dish. When it's done, fold it gently and let it rest a moment. What you get is savory, layered, deeply satisfying, and unlike anything you thought a rice cooker could produce. Go make this one tonight, and your whole table will be talking about it tomorrow. If you tried any of these, drop a comment and tell me which one caught you off guard. And if you want more clever kitchen secrets from around the world, subscribe, because there's a lot more coming you won't want to miss.